Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus. This is round 2 of Merfolk in Modern. We are playing Simic, and this time we are on the draw, but I think this is an okay hand to keep. We don't have any 1-drops, which kind of sucks, but so we're up against the Luris deck, and they played Inspiring Vantage. This makes me feel like this is Burn. So I'm assuming they have Lightning Bolt. We'll just play Botanical Pass. There's no reason to play the Cavern and tell them what's going on. Yep, there's Bolt. It's fine. Well, I mean, if it's Burn, then they didn't play a creature in turn 1, which is like the worst thing that can usually happen to us, so. Lava Spike, okay, oh, they're just unloading their hand here. Skewer the critics. Alright, well, could have been worse. They did keep 7 cards when they were on the play, so they have 3 cards left. It's not terrible. Play the Mistbinder, because if they're going to kill that, then that's like the thing we care about the least, surviving. And we'll just play Svyelun, and Svyelun should brick wall like their aggro plan if they are on that, so. Okay, well that's a land, so we just don't want to see the landfall one, Searing Blaze, that's it. But if they just have like some lands in their hand, that's not good for them. But I'm like 1000% playing Svyelun next turn no matter what they do. This card can draw us into forces, and it can also block anything they play without dying. At least they would have to like 2-for-1 themselves in order to do it. So. Alright, so we might be seeing Searing Blaze. Yep, never do they not have it. Well, unfortunately, we're at 8. Alright, they have 1 card left. Well, we're definitely not casting that, so. Let's hope that they just don't draw Bolt and have Bolt in hand. Well, this looks like Lightning Helix. Oh, Boros Charm, okay. Alright. I think we have to attack here because we need to draw Force. Well, we absolutely can't use that. But it is a free redraw on Force, so there is that. If they draw a Swift Spear, that actually is fine. So they're top decking now, so if they draw a land, it doesn't matter. Actually, I should do this now before they, yeah, alright, so because if we draw, if they draw a Bolt, and they could just wait for us to crack the Grove. Okay, no, that's fine. That's never hitting us. They got Luris, okay. I mean, that's okay too. Well, we have some choices. Again, if they draw any spell, like, we're probably in trouble. So, what's the right thing to do here? Probably. We need something to block the Swift Spear, right? So there's no non-creature spell they can draw, I think, that's going to not kill us. So we can safely assume that if this is a 2-3, we're dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. So basically, we want them to draw. Actually, okay. So there is one thing worth considering. They could draw another haste creature, so we need to have 2 blockers. So. We do want to, if we play like Lord plus Tide Shaper, that's fine. We can survive another haste creature. I guess the only other thing to consider is if they play like Eidolon, then we're not casting spells anymore, so that's bad. But that's just, I think, a risk we have to live with. Okay, so I think here, yeah, we just play Master plus Tide Shaper. So we have our 2 blockers. If they draw a spell, we're dead anyway. We get another crack at drawing a force here. Nope, not a force. It's almost kind of free for them to block, because they do have Luris. They can just recast it. I guess they are playing to their out of being able to play Luris, and also another prowess creature. So basically, if we dodge if they draw like a land this turn, I think we actually win, because then we can just use Trickster, tap down Luris, and then they're fucked. So we need them to miss one more turn. Okay, well that's fine. That's not going to do it. Okay, so we actually win this. One life, baby. That's all we need. Alright, so correct thing to do here is just Trickster, attack everything. They block Svyelun, they still die. And that is the game. Come on, we're either concede or let me attack. Don't sit here. That's gotta be frustrating when, you know, we win at 1 life. 1 is not 0. There we go. That was tough. It was a very, very, you know, close game there. Easily could have shifted against us, but I think Aether Gust is okay here. Probably don't want Dismember. Now, Chalice is also fine too. Really, the 1-drops are not terribly fantastic either. So I could bring in Chalice and take out Tide Shaper. I think this is reasonable. So we have Force, we have Gust is, you know, if we Gust like a Bolt, they're still going to draw it, but it gives us, you know, tempo. It's time to take up Vial. It's time to, like, you know, play lands and play creatures first before they can actually get their spells resolved, so I think that's okay. You really don't want to, like, they do have Luris, but you don't really want to Dismember them most of the time, so I think we're going to do this. And Chalice on 1 will turn off a fair number of their cards, and I'm fine with this. I think I'm keeping this. I am not in love with the multiple Waterlogged Groves, but we do at least have a Sanctum. They mull to 6, so we go Vial and then turn to Chalice on 1. Just hope they don't play like a Swift Spear to start off with. Pretty much anything else is okay. Like even Goblin Guide, at least the Kumena speaker, could theoretically trade with that at some point, but Swift Spear is just going to be very hard. So they're keeping 6 here? Alright. The nice thing about Chalice is that we also, ooh, they're pinging themselves here. Alright, well, that is the worst way to start off, but it's fine. We're just going to have to live with it. Okay, that does help a little bit. Just hope they don't, like, upgrade my Aether Vial. So we're going to take it in the face for a little bit. Alright, there we go. We took a bolt. I think Island would be good here. Then at least our speaker's a 2/2. That's not terrible, but it does mean we're going to have to hurt ourselves a little bit. I imagine they might crack Mesa and bolt us here. So they gotta get it out while they still can. Yep. But it means they're missing the Swift Spear trigger, so that's okay. They're down to 2 cards too, which means they have more 1-drops in hand. They are turned off by Chalice here. And it might just be correct to, like... Yeah, I think we don't want to block Swift Spear because we want our Svyelun to be indestructible. So I think I'm going to let Swift Spear hit me here. Because then I can... I mean, we're going to take a fair bit of damage. Yikes. Alright. Really don't want to have to play another Grove and do that, so... Alright. So we will have to put ourselves in the danger zone here. Ugh. I think what we want to do is... We might have to tick the vial up and then crack this Grove. Cause I don't want to take more damage off this. If I play Svyelun now, I'm dead to like another Helix or there's a lot of cards that kill me there. But here I can at least Trickster this thing down. And then I can crack Grove, try to draw like another land. Maybe even tick up Aether Vial. It is a tough spot. 2 Groves is not ideal. Okay, well they drew a land, so I guess that's okay. So we are dead to 2 burn spells, unfortunately. Okay, they're just going for prowess here. Alright, they're trying to kill me. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out for them because they are not getting the trigger off of this. They're going to Searing Blaze. I guess we just crack Grove and see if we draw Force. No, we don't. Alright, well, we are in the same situation as before, where we're basically dead to them just having nonsense here. I have to tick this up, I think. Because I have to get Svyelun in play. I can't play this. Alright, so if they draw a bolt, we're dead. I do have the option of Borrower bouncing the Swift Spear, though. Or I could just keep this and put it into play with Aether Vial. And if I have to in an emergency, I will crack this Grove and just try to draw Force. I think the smart thing to do is if they have Bolt, they should do it on my turn. Yeah, they have Helix, okay. There's nothing I can do about that. They drew Boros Charm. Couldn't play around. They did the smart thing. They waited till my upkeep where I couldn't hardcast a Force of Negation. So, if we would have tapped it at the end of their turn, it wouldn't have worked anyway. So, yeah, that's fine. They played to or around that correctly. So, good job in that. Yeah, it was just a little bit awkward. Like, we did okay, but you know, they had a little bit too much, and we kind of clunked out a little bit. Drawing like an extra Chalice and an extra Kumena Speaker that we couldn't cast, and an extra Svyelun, like, Wasn't great. And we didn't have any counterspells again that turn either, so... no, we can't keep this. We will keep this. I'll just put another vial on the bottom. This hand's not bad. Definitely can do things. But still, like, we have like 7 counterspells in our deck. It would be nice if we could see at least one of them. We don't know if they have anything like a Braid or Shattering Spree, so... This Vial might not live, but so be it. At least we can still cast the Tricksters. Yep, there you go. No attack? That has to be a fucking mistake, right? I don't know how you don't attack there. Yeah, that had to be a misclick. I'm sorry, opponent. Yeah, you can see they put the unhappy face. Let's keep this thing from hitting us. Okay, not bad. So I think here I'm gonna attack. We'll get our extra 1 damage in. So now we have a board, and we can again just like Trickster down one of these things and get a pretty big attack in. He needs to draw another land, really. Yeah, I don't think they can attack here. I think they have to... That is so incredibly dangerous. I'm not going to block this. Yeah, they bolt that. That's fine. I expected they might do that. I think the Vial is just going to stay on 2. That's actually really good. He's still stuck on 1 land, so like... I think I'm gonna let them attack here. We're gonna try to kill them. I guess a Chalice would just like finish them off. Pretty much anything. If we can draw like anything that's like not land here, we're probably good. Because now they're in a situation they have to block. The best thing they can do is like bolt 1 thing and then block another. Take 4 damage, so like they could have another bolt. They go to 4. But then it's like they can't attack with both of these then because they're risking getting blown out, so this is actually smart to do this now. Before I draw like a force or something. So I guess what I need to do is draw a Lord. That's actually pretty good too. This puts them at 2. And now we have lethal next turn if they don't have anything here. Like attacking is not really good, and then we can also flash in Borrower too, which they have to like answer this thing or they die. So I guess the worst thing they could have for right now is Lightning Helix. But if they have that, they should probably do that before we draw a force. Though they didn't play the Swift Spear back out, so I'm assuming that they probably don't, or they probably do have it, so I think I'm just going to play the Borrower at the end of their turn. So I'm assuming they're going to Helix one of these things, and I don't want them to Helix and kill one of these, so... Now they're turning, yeah, like, yeah, okay, I figured they probably had that. So again, they have to be careful about using this, because if they use this for mana, then the Borrower's just going to kill them. Same thing with that. So they need to have like a lightning bolt here. I think that's really bad, right? No, because I guess if they have a bolt, like, these things are going to be big enough where it's not a problem. So what do I want here? I want, like, a Lord. Yeah, you have to, like, bolt this thing right now. Searing Blaze? That would work. Okay, but now if I draw another Trickster or another Borrower, I win. Or even a Lord would actually be really good here. So we still have a bajillion draws that, like, win us the game, basically. Alright. So they have to block, and lose both of these or they're dead. Alright, so again, we have 3 things presenting lethal. Alright, we win. Yeah, they did miss out on like 1 damage, but it didn't really end up mattering. They just got stuck on 1 mana for too long, and Trickster, yeah, managed to slow them down enough where we could just keep presenting lethal turn after turn until they finally just missed, so... And they realized there's like nothing they can do in this scenario. Like, they'd have to have something like Anger of the Gods, and I doubt that they actually brought something like that in from the sideboard, so... yeah, there we go. That was a pretty clean match, I'd say. We managed to, what was it, a nice, like, 2-1 there. We played really tight in game 1 and managed to steal a victory, and then, you know, the Chalice, like, was pretty good, I think, but they still managed to steal game 2, and game 3, yeah, their clunk on 1 land was just, you know, too bad against us. So, yep, the tempo cards with all the Trickster and the Borrower made a huge difference. And then Mistbinder making these both a 3-3. The extra Lord really mattered there, so... another point in favor of Simic. I'm happy with this so far. Like, these are the kind of matches, like, you know, if we're playing against, like, regular, you know, generic, like, old-school modern decks, I kind of feel like Merfolk is really good against them at this point. The stuff that we're going to struggle against are, like, the ones that are... The decks that are playing, like, Urza Saga in them, like... Because they're just really hard to beat. If you're going up against stuff like, you know, the Titan deck or, you know, the Hammer deck or even like the Asmora deck, like those ones are a lot harder. But if you're just playing against like old school modern, like if you play like against like maybe Affinity, maybe like Jund or, you know, like Burn, like those kind of decks, we have game against those. So we have lots of tools against that. It's just like all the new like pushed ridiculously powerful cards like Saga, like that's the stuff that we like have a problem with because Svyelun is kind of pushed and it helps our deck a little bit, but like, and Tideshaper is, you know, a little bit pushed, but those cards like fucking Ragavan and you know, Saga, like they're way beyond our power level, I think. So those matches are just inherently going to be a lot harder. And it's just because the cards are not balanced in this format. So we play against more of these kind of decks. I expect this league's going to go well once we start seeing some of those other cards, and things might, you know, start tilting back the other direction. So that's my read on it for now. But anyway, please give this a thumbs up. This is another well-earned victory. Appreciate your support in this channel, and I'll see you next time.